Hi guys, my name is Abhishek and today we are going to be talking about how do I make a stencil at my studio. So I have a printout here for a wing tattoo. I hope you can see this one. So I have a normal shading version that we get from the Google, and one I have the filter version that I'll be talking about today. So I make a stencil in three ways. The first way is gonna be the hand way, like I use a pencil and I make the stencil. The second way is I have a brother printer that I use to make a stencil, that is a thermal printer. And the third way is a epson printer in which I put an inkjet stencil ink.
So guys, this is the company I use. The company's name is Spirit, and they give thermal papers that we can use to transfer the ink on the skin. If I look closely, this is the front sheet that we can use to make the stencil. This is a protective layer that we can dispose of. This is the plastic sheet which has the thermal ink on it. So I'm going to be using this one for making a hand stencil. I have a wing tattoo today to do. So I want to talk about the surface. If I use a soft surface like a book or something, it won't work out. And here I have a hard surface, which is really very hard, like a wooden kind of a thing. So let me show you, if I make a line on a soft surface and a hard surface, how it turns out to be. So I'm making a line on the soft surface. Now I'm making a line on a hard surface. So you get to see that how it turns out to be. When you look closely, when I made it on the wooden box, it turned out to be hard, and on the soft surface, it came out to be very light. Now we don't have to use the soft surface. We can use any ballpoint pen that has a good nib, or else I prefer to use a 6H pencil, a regular 6H pencil. It gives me hard edges. So I've decided to go for the harder part, and now it's up to me if I want to make the stencil on the upper sheet or on the paper. I prefer to make it on the paper. So now I'm just starting with a 6H pencil. I'm just making the lines as they are. I'm not altering anything. I need to be really very consistent and keep on checking how my lines are turning out to be. They need to be really very crisp and smooth at the same time. Just go along with the flow of the lines, and if you notice, I use dotted lines to make sure that I have the shaded area also in my stencil. I make small dots or slashes to denote the shaded area in the tattoo. Now at the end, you can always see through light. When you turn the page and keep it towards light, you'll see whatever is missing. You make sure that you do it again. And here is my hand stencil that I made it. So now let's start with the second part, that is the epson printer I use with the inkjet stencil ink. So here I have the printout of the normal image with the shading. To use with the epson, I need to flip it over, and I need to have just the outline of after having just the outline of the stencil, I'm gonna cut it out. I use a Epson L360, and the inkjet tattoo stencil ink, I have to put it in the ink tanks. This is the ink that I use. I place the printout of the stencil and then I just press the photocopy button. Here I have the stencil that I wanted. I can just cut it out and then use it to transfer the ink on the skin. I will now be demonstrating how do I apply the filter just for the outline. So here I have opened Photoshop CS6. I go to filter gallery and here's the outline of the tattoo that I want. Now I can increase or decrease the detail as much as I want. Also I can increase and decrease the darkness I want. So for less detail, let's go for less dark. Here's just the outline. Now I need to transform it and flip it over. For taking the printout, I select the driver of my printer. I can also set the density to plus and minus. I prefer 5, so I save it. Now I can decide where do I want my printout to be and I print it out. Now we talk about the brother printer. For the brother printer, I use Spirit Company. I just need to take out one sheet. Now I need to cut out the yellow part. The yellow paper doesn't go inside the printer. After cutting it, from this side, I just slide it inside and it automatically takes the paper. After doing this, I again take a printout of the desired size. And here I have a crisp stencil. As you can see, I have all three options. The first option, I did hand drawing. This is the second option that we took from the Epson printer. And here is the third option that I took from the brother printer. All three are equally good. Now depending upon the complexity of the design, I choose which option to go for.
So I hope the video you saw was informative. Feel free, if you have any questions, write them down in the comment section. I'll make sure I revert to them. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Press the bell icon so you get a notification the next time I upload a video. I have a next video coming up for how to put the stencil.